Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P-Funk. Thinking right out here in my lab where I do what I do for you. I'm in the book. I got 2 pages, 2.5 pages. I'm trying to squeeze them in to get them done, finish the book out so I can go into the next one. And at the end of the book, they got what they call the spiritual checklist. I guess I will wrap up with that. That'll be the last photo. I got some more stuff. I got a few more. I got some more work. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Let's rock. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's always a message in my stories. For life, I give you real life lessons. You tune in and receive them. I appreciate you. I hope everything working out for you. Let's do what we do. All right, right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get there together. So I asked the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through. That's what I do for you. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have to answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. Don't be them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. Yep, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and to my eye. Alright? I got a few qualifications that we got to master to reach being a qualified aspirant or a master of oneself. But it's all dealing with how to overcome failure of what on the spiritual path. Again, to what? Self-mastery. These are qualifications that you had to master. I gave you a few of them already. Now we're working on the next one. Superconscious state. Let's talk about that. Each one I'm going to give you the title before I get down to it. That's right. I got a couple of pages of information. I'm trying to run through it, get it done, see if I can make it. All right, let's rock. Clock is ticking. The teacher's on his duty. Right thinking philosophy. In order, super peaceful philosophy on the qualities you need to master for becoming qualified student or a spiritual self-master. All right, to reach self-mastery. These are things you need to master for yourself. Let's go over. Super conscious state of mind is what I call right thinking philosophy state of mind. Let's talk about it. So in order for the process of reaching spiritual evolution, in order for it to occur, there must be an experience. You can talk God all you want, and until you have your own God experience, you just blowing smoke. Okay, experience is the way, and of the what superconscious state of mind. That's the enlightened state of mind. That's the meditative state of mind. Trust me, an ignorant state of mind is not that. Okay, so the mind must for itself experience going through the bonds of its own ignorant constrictions and ignorant concepts and physical desires and pleasures of the world of time and space. When you love things, stuff, money, pleasure, those are all material things. And those are not mental, those are physical. Okay? Spirit and mind, heart and mind is what God dwells. So otherwise, the teachings and the feelings of your spiritual process will always remain short of reaching its higher attainment of what? Nihas, knowledge of self, enlightenment. It'll never get enlightened. The ego conscious mind will never get enlightened, no matter how pious the person may be or how elevated their mind and their personality may seem to appear to be. They faking it. You got a lot of that going on now. There's a lot of fake Christians. Okay, but that's where I got that from. They want you to believe they this, but they're not. Why fake it? Just be it. That's why the art of being is important. You get that through meditation. So all the spiritual disciplines if practiced daily and done right, will lead to you having a meditative experience. That means it's a mind thing. It's going to be internal. It's going to be in your mind. You have to have that. And if you don't meditate, you never will have that. And in which, in time and space, we call it transcendent and all encompassing your eternal existence and your unlimited, unexpanded consciousness is now discovered. AKA, you know all. You become one with God. You'll reach the Akash. That means knowledge of all things. More importantly, knowledge of self. Knowing you and God are one, that's enough. So first, in small measures, and eventually in a full splendor if practiced and done correctly. Even having a short glimpse, which is merely a preview, will unlock lifetimes of what? Mental egoistic fetters that you will recycle over and over again to the same mindset, the same concept of what? Me, I, selfish ego. And it sparks the true what? Awakening. The true awakening is when you experience it for yourself in your mind. And if the final phase of your march toward spiritual awakening, you will be spending time praying, meditating, living right, and that knowledge of self will come to you on its own accord, and you have to be in position to receive it. What that means? Meditate. And lo and behold, the next qualification, meditation. See, this stuff is good. It takes you right down. So meditation, with daily meditation, it will give you what? What they call spiritual strength. Let's talk about the meditation first. Let's go. Meditation is the key to open that mental door, that mind, to what? For you to have your experience of what? Super consciousness. And this can only be achieved when your mind and the personality have been what? Cleansed of your egoistic delusions and your passions of physical things and your attachment to worldly objects and your physical desires are put aside. If that don't happen, it won't happen. This purity of getting rid of all the nonsense, this purity will lead to your spiritual strength. And spiritual strength is what? Spiritual strength is the key factor one needs to attain entry into what we call superconscious state of mind. That's the highest level of meditation. That's the highest yoga state you can participate in when you go inside yourself and you recognize yourself and you know yourself. You become super conscious of yourself. In order to attain the highest meditative state, Hotep, supreme peace, takes supreme or daily concentration and an extended practice daily of your mental focus is going to be required. Self-effort, you won't have to bring it. You will have to do it. You will have to put the work in. Without your mental purity, cleansing of one's conscious mind and one purifying one's mind and reaching peace through what? Concentration, through meditation. Now it is possible. And to reach superconscious state will elude even the cleverest intellect if you let your ego play games with you. I just listened to my man, Carl Jung, the Buddhist ego. When the ego got you thinking spiritual, and it's not, and you believe you are, and you're not. You go through the motion, you talk the talk, but you're not walking the walk. That's the part that a lot of people fall short with. Everybody can talk it, you can read it, you can learn it, but are you living it? That's the question. And when you meditate on a daily basis, you get your understanding that it ain't the ego that's leading you astray. You realize now that's called spiritual strength. Let me break spiritual strength down, okay? Spiritual strength is why I'm able to sit here and do what I do, okay? become a spiritual philosopher. Talk about God. Spiritual strength. In order to succeed on your path to spiritual enlightenment, you, the aspirant, you need your spiritual strength. Your faith and belief got to be well grounded. That's where spiritual strength comes from. Spiritual strength is the strength that will emerge when your mind is freed from egoistic ignorance and the delusions and the misconceptions about reality and oneself. That's a mouthful, but it means you have to study, practice, learn, and implement. That's how. In your ignorant, deluded passionate mind is fettered by its conscious and the subtle desires and its own misconceptions. The ego only wants what? Pleasures, stuff, things. And if you're driven by that, that's what is leading you. Okay? Your conscious desires will lead to what? Worldly pursuits. Like that fancy car. I need a bunch of suits. I gotta look good. Okay? But this process, being unfulfilled, will leave residue of what? An unfulfilled desire in one unconscious mind. And also it produces a new subtle desires for other pursuits. So if this desire did not work, maybe another will, etc. So we try something else. For example, the deluded mind, the ignorant mind, may reason thus: well, if a blue car did not make me happy, maybe I try a red one. Get the concept? That's called settling. That's called reaching. And these all become lodged in your unconscious level mind. This constitutes a continued fettered ignorance back and forth in one mind of the what? Of the mind, and even in the present and for the future. These fetters, the mind power caused by the ego, becomes because each subtle desire locks a portion of your willpower with itself in the unconscious level of your mind. So even a person who appears, again, here we go, to be free of desires, they may still harbor these in their unconscious mind and thereby sometimes get weak-willed and backslide, give in. So, no one's wrong. Yeah, I just can't help myself. Those kind of people, okay? That's where you lose that spiritual weakness, okay? Spiritual strength will go against that. Watch this. Now, such a person will not, and they just cannot for the life of them, resist worldly desires. Just can't do it. Nor can they sit still for meditation. They ain't got time for that. If you don't have time to talk to God, or have God talk to you, because meditation, he's doing the talking in my meditation state. If you don't have time for that because thoughts constantly emerge out of your ignorance to disturb your mind, and even if thoughts did not seem to be emerging at some particular time, there are energy disturbances throughout your body, aka the chakra system, and there is illusionary discomfort, and you, the person, claim that they cannot succeed in meditating. My mom can't meditate. 87 years old, ain't nothing I can do. She take medication to sleep. So I can't help. Moving on. And that's a mindset. So mental restlessness, and a lot of us suffer from that. It due to what? The subtle desires or energies that must be resolved or cleansed and transcended by one's mind. You have to have the wherewithal and the mind capacity to do that for yourself. Some people need help, so they gotta get drugs, okay? So in order to succeed on your spiritual path, this is done. You ready? I got from A, B, C, D, E. These 5 things, okay, will help you out. Let's talk about it. This is done by how you help yourself. A, practice daily devotion to God. Okay? Well, I don't want to hear the kind of pout to what I'm saying. Just listen, take it in, reflect on it, and meditate on it. I don't want to hear no back talk. Moving on. Practice daily devotion to God. Now, these are things that I do. B, practice right thinking leads to right action daily. Again, what I do. C, practice of dispassion and detachment for the world. I live for that. I want you to know I don't give a crap about none of this physical stuff. Okay? Understand that. I practice that daily. Exercise my right. D, practice of attachment to the teaching. I love studying. I love learning. I love teaching. So that's where I spend most of my time. If you're not in this area of we're not going to have nothing in common. Why? This is what I do. So if this ain't your thing, I ain't worried about it. It don't concern me one way or another. Moving on. And the last one, E, repeated self-effort in the above A to D until they are ultimately success. So you practice A, B, C, and D, and you repeat them until what? You master them. I don't have a problem with that philosophy at all. And I don't care what religion you practice. I can live with that. I practice that, so I understand 100%. Now, whatever else you practice, which is fine, but if you want to gain spiritual strength, these are the things that you need to do for that to happen for you. Okay? Next one. Oh, this is a good one. You have desires. Desires are of three types. Oh, yeah. Let's talk about it. The first one, heavenly. That's Mayatian. That's righteous, virtuous living. That's one way to desire, and that's what I desire. Okay, that's personally my desire. Number two, worldly things, pleasures of the flesh. That's called unmayatian. That means wrong. There's two ways to do things, right and wrong. And when you do it Mayat way, that's heavenly. You do it the worldly way, selfish way, that's unmayati. And when it's mixed, now those who seek success, if you travel on my spiritual path, and that's what I claim to be, all right thinkers, we're on the spiritual path to enlightenment, aka Niha, self-mastery, all those things. But that's the path we're on. So we are spiritual, we're on the spiritual path, and you must turn away. If you're on a spiritual path, you must turn away from worldly and to be mixed. And then from the mix to what? The divine, the heavenly. You desire for things and stuff will diminish. Your desire to be close to God, serve God, earn his blessings will increase, and your life will become better. That I guarantee. Well, it did it for me. I don't know other way. I don't know how else. No, my pastor used the Bible. I didn't. I used the philosophy and philosophical concepts from our ancient ancestors. So when Mayatian principles, what I learned, right? Thinking leads to right action. It's all based on what we call truth, actions that are practiced. The personality now will become what? Purified. A good person, a right thinking person, right action. Now your mind becomes unburdened with what? Nonsense from the vices and your egoistic tendencies. When you put the ego under control, that's going to take away a whole lot of your nonsensical stuff. Why? The ego, if it's leading you, it's going to love doing stuff that you might not want to do. And because you letting the ego live or drive, you really going to follow the ego. That's never good. Put him under service position and you do the finning around here, Baba Louie. Okay? Quick draw. Fly. I hate that. All right. But now your personality is now capable of having understanding and having its own experience, okay, God damn it, of what? Higher consciousness. I don't have to teach you, I have to tell you, you have to have experience for yourself. God is individually personalized. Every individual have to have his or her own experience for God. That's what we've been trying to teach you. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. And talk about in the teachings, you becoming one with God consciously. Consciously. That's what it's at. You already one in spirit. You ain't got to worry about that. You got to become conscious. So, therefore, your desires from your ego, of the worldly attainments, things and stuff, but now it's replaced with what? Your spiritual desires for what? Spiritual attainment, knowledge of oneself in the form of increasing your divine love and your devotion to God, and increasing your dispassion, and increasing your peace and desires to study and live by the teachings, and be in the company of those who also espouse it and want to live it. I'm not going to be around a bunch of ignorant people trying to be enlightened. Be around a bunch of enlightened people and you fit right in. I go to church on Sunday, I'm fit right on in. Right on in. Love it. Why? I practice the same thing they practice, different form. So when we get together, it all comes together. God damn it. Excuse me. 1 second. Where we at? Nah, let me finish this out. I get to that and I'm about to get rid of that damn thing. Where we at? So, okay, where we at? Okay. Be around people like you. Don't be around people who are against you. Stop arguing, fussing, and fighting. Just want to be yourself. Be around people who think and act like you. Toxic people, avoid them. That's all. Oh, but they're family members. Never, don't care. Avoid them. Okay. But thus, your spiritual evolution entails you turning away from the worldly desires and towards desires to attain your spiritual awakening. Connection with God. If that's more important, come on, I got you. If this ain't important to you, I ain't your man. So therefore, your desires is not the problem. No. What the problem is what you desire. Ding, 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 ding. If you desire physical things, like we said, selfish, that's it. But you desire to better yourself, help others, that's the right desire and right thinking. And right desire leads to what? Freedom and spiritual enlightenment, knowing thyself. The wrong desires leads one to what? Ignorance, delusional, fettered bondage to the world, and its accompanying vitality is boundless source of human suffering because of the unfulfillment and of desires leads to what? Sorrow and dissatisfaction with the situation that you're in. That's what happens if your desires are put in the wrong place. Simply that you can desire whatever you want. Good desires, heavenly. Oh, here's my favorite. All right. Oh man, I gotta wrap it up with this one. Diligence. Diligence on the path of spiritual enlightenment. You need to be diligent. Okay, this is my mainstay. This one here is my favorite. Let me wrap it up with this. Diligent on the path to self-mastery. Mature right thinkers, aspirants, you need to grow up and arrange your priorities, and you conserve your resources, and you invest in your own evolution, aka yourself. You put more time into learning and doing about you, and you pay your dues in the seminars, in the fee that you class that you take, whatever you're involved in, okay? But not leaving each other and the temple to shoulder the burdens, drop childish worldly entanglements that distract you from the teaching. If you're a Christian, Bible study, church going, frequent your Bible, learn, get some understanding, ask the pastor questions, do those things. Why? Get knowledge, get understanding that you can stand on. And you drop what? All your childish nonsense, worrying about who doing this, the gossip in the church. We don't have that problem. As far as I can say, I haven't heard it. Don't deal with it. But you drop all those things because that's what distracts you from the teachers. Focus on the teachers. And you drop competing philosophies. If you're a Christian, don't argue with a Muslim. Don't argue with a right thinker. Just be a good Christian. Like my man, Marcus Aurelius. Don't argue about what a good man is. Be one. Okay? So if your philosophy leads you to being a good man, you ain't got to argue about it. Just be about it. My man got that philosophy. I ain't got a problem with that. I live by that too. So drop your competing philosophies and your infantile teachings that foment confusion. So now they can concentrate on what they proclaim to be. Following. Again, if you're Christian, damn what somebody else say. Be a good Christian. Excuse me. I'm a right thinker. I'm the best right thinker I can be. Why? I practice my philosophy. I don't give a damn what you say, think, or feel about that. Okay, but having diligence in your spiritual, on your spiritual path, is not an independent self will. No, those who want to practice what I call solid bar spirituality or seek the advance of oracles or create their own independent classes should do so on what? Their own. One cannot be a Shimsu or a right thinker, a follower of Shishtadnetta philosophy in this way. Why? By mixing teachings, hopping horses in the middle of the race. No, you can't do that. You ride the horse you came in on to the finish line. And following, becoming confused by the different ideologies, following the popular culture as the individual finding his or her own way. Well, whatever's the fad at that time, everybody into that. If you go to prison, you come out, you're Muslim. Okay. But these are all illusions, again, of what? Your descent of time that were always there, but now in epidemic proportions. Why? Due to the modern capacity to have and always there be now, this plethora of sensory bombardment. We got access to everything. We in the information age. Everything is instant. Everything right now, right now, right now. But it only leads to what? Because we're in the information age. All information ain't good information. We bombarded with what? Misinformation daily. And the complexities which play on your ignorant mind and is distracted to one's mind. Aspirants have no choice as to what the practice of the teachings need to be on in order to obtain success in them. If you're going to follow something, follow that. Don't worry what they're saying about that. Don't worry what they're doing over there. Don't worry about he, she. No, you do you. Again, you want to be a right thinker? Practice right thinking philosophy and live it. You want to be a Christian? My sister just became a Muslim. She practicing Islamic tendency. All I wanted to know was, did you stop eating pork? I know my sister all my life. And for her to say, yeah, that means she's serious about changing over and following the tenets of Islam. Simple. That's what sincerity is all about. Okay? And now, Allah, God, the Christ God, God ain't going to punish her for going over and calling him Allah. But if she practiced the tenets that's set forth by Islam, he'll bless her just like she was a Christian. Moving on. That's the concept. Hope you understand that. But they do have a choice in the intensity of their level of the practice and their level of devotion to the teachings or the religion they follow. And these will determine to the level or the degree of their success that is attained when they do that. Like I said about my sister, perfect example. If she followed the tenets of Islam, she won't miss a beat. And I tell her all the time, you looking good. So whatever it is, it's working for you. So you follow what works for you. And what? You find what works for you. Get them TD, and then you work it. She's working it. All right. I got to get one more. So again, if you follow the practice in anything, if you want to succeed, you have to be consistent in your studies. Again, whatever it is, you got to be consistent. Saturday, she goes to class. Okay, I laugh because, yeah, she putting the work in. Put work in, you get results out. But do not attend classes, sometimes. If you're in the Islamic faith, you got a long, so class say we meet every Saturday. Every Saturday, you have your ass there to meet. Simple. That's part of the process. And you practice the postures. You can't do it sometimes. You don't practice sometimes the postures. You don't meditate sometimes when you feel like it. And then also carry on the world as worldly person. You ain't ready. You ain't focused. This ain't for you. Something that algebra, this ain't gonna work for you. You ain't gonna put the time and work, energy, and effort in it. It won't work. Moving on. Do you eat sometimes? Do you sleep sometimes? I say practice what we do when daily in your day-to-day life. You implement it in your life. That's over sometimes. As these things are done when daily. What does it tell you? What does it tell you? Doing what you need to do should be done daily. The sun don't shine sometimes. Okay? So you should So should the teachings that you learn should be done as well. When you're learning them, what? Not sometimes, daily. They should be practiced when? Not sometimes, daily. So as well, if you want success, you yourself have to concentrate, find the time, and practice learning the teachings, practicing them, and you drop everything other than what you need. And if it don't work, you try it again and again until you get it right. I gave that lesson before. That's diligence. That's maybe somebody did it wrong. If no, man, I ain't doing that right. It didn't work. But did you follow? But I didn't. No. Did you follow the rules? Did you do what it tell you to do? If I said do 100 push-ups and you're only doing 50, you're not gonna get the results I said that you're gonna get if you did 100. I did 50. That wasn't what I told you to do. It don't work on that premise. Now you did it sometime. Well, someday I don't care about that. Moving on. That's what it's all about. Consistency and diligence to what? The cause that you follow it. And that means daily practice of the teachings in this manner until what? Your goal is attained. Again, if it is, you keep going. I've been at this thing now for 30 years. I've way crashed in, but now I've been teaching for 10. 10 years ago, when nobody talking about Egypt, when nobody talking about conscience, when nobody talk about, so I feel like, we making progress, okay? And I feel like I'm one of the pioneers started that to a degree, but I give the guys before me all the credit. I'm just keeping it going. Why? I'm doing it my way. I ain't mainstream. I already know that. But, and again, to be consistent, in order for you to obtain your goal, you got to put the work in no matter how long it takes or where you need to go to receive it and who you need to get it from. Your goal is to get it. Got it? Hope you did. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. Right now, I got to go. I got some more. I'll be right back. Right thinkers, in closing, may you all live to be 100. Me, 100 miles that day. So I love none of my right thinkers who now know how to overcome the failures on the spiritual path to self-mastery have passed away. I got some more for you. I'll be right back.